Hello survivors, welcome to a brand new Tower of Babel Survivors of Chaos video. Today we are going to be playing floor 12. We are going to do a little bit of a challenge. So we've got random gear, we've got a necklace over here with percentage intelligence, we've got a really decent weapon, we've got fire orb and skills trigger, a chance for skills to trigger on basic attack with focus on projectiles and intelligence on our boots with movement speed, intelligence on our ring. We've got intelligence on every piece of gear. It's kind of what I looked for on the gear. And then their affix isn't actually going to matter too much this round because we're going to be playing a little bit of a randomized challenge where I'm only going to pick skills on the left side as we level up. So regardless of what I see inside our level ups, we are going to be taking the left side of whatever it is. And we're going to see just how far we can get with that and how well we can do. And if we do really well, then we'll keep it. If not, we'll do a second run until maybe we do really well. So like I mentioned, so we're not allowed to take the special attack or the critical hit chance. We have to take the XP gain, and in this case that's actually a really good option, although all three of those options were really good, so it becomes a really difficult one. Like here, this would be super amazing, but we have to take the movement speed because that's part of the challenge, unfortunately. As much as we want all these other beautiful upgrades, we have to take what the game gives us. Now, I haven't really set any rules up for this except for, let's take the left-hand side. We could have added rules like I am able to banish some skills or passives, and then when we find them, banish them and re-roll sort of thing, or whatever the case may be. But that can be for future, or for if we lose the run, then we'll look at adding banishes and re-rolls and things like that. But for now, we're going to try and make it as hard as possible by just taking everything that is immediately on the left hand side. So just in case you wanted to check, there you go, those are what we have. It kind of corresponds with what was on the left hand side. So this is going to be very interesting. Basic attack up. I mean, basic attack up isn't so bad. At least we do more damage, and we got piercing. So now we just got to hope and pray that we get like something like dagger. Life regeneration is also pretty good. If I see anything lightning or lightning strike would be very good. I mean, ice orb and chill is also pretty good. Crowd control effects are pretty decent for this. Something with more damage is obviously going to be a lot better. There's dagger, that is fantastic. So now we just need to hope that we get a lot of levels on it. So this is actually going to go very well for our first attempt, and we're going to see just how far we get. Special attack increase, again, having the +2 to the dagger would have been better, but we don't get the opportunity to take those. No blessings, no banishes, none of that juicy stuff is allowed to be used for this. And we are playing with one hand at the same time, but we'll start to activate the dragon's breath while we add it anyway. Don't have the fire explosion staff anymore, so dragon's breath won't be as strong for me as it used to be, and I don't have any legendary affixes to make it any better. We do get a +4 to Phoenix, which is actually pretty decent. However, we don't have the legendary, which makes it leave the burning trails anymore either. So this is a very interesting one that we've got going over here. We'll see how it goes. We should be fine. Ice orb +2. We've got a lot of AoE, so the only issue is, can we get daggers or dragon's breath to get to a higher level? Spear of light, because the final boss will be our hardest opponent in the sea. So now, if I wasn't doing this, or if I had the opportunity to ban something, I would ban mana restoration, because we don't necessarily need it. We're not focusing on our special attack, although we do have a very strong special, so having mana regen isn't really such a bad thing. But in that exact moment, there were better things to have taken. It's just unfortunate because we can't take them. I think dagger was a good one here. Spear of light might actually be really good as well. We'll check their base damage near the end if I remember. Also, I don't know if this happens to you guys, but have you noticed how sometimes when you walk around, you'll notice that some of these are in the same position. I don't know if it's a spawning bug, or if they get stuck on something, or if they get chilled and then they decide they're frozen in space. Like that, no, that one's moving. Sometimes they just don't move, like here. Or now he got pushed, but these ones over here are not moving. They just sit there. So I don't know if that's a bug that only I get, if it is a bug, or what the story with that is. But it's weird. Alright, oh man, I would have loved both of these, but we have to go with Spear of Light. The damage is 479, which is actually pretty decent. It's not bad for a beginning, like a level 1 spell. So hopefully it can see some good damage for us. Alright, our biggest hurdle right now is going to be an elite, especially when they put a curse on us. We have 25 seconds to defeat this elite, otherwise it's game over for us. Alright, and we managed to do it with ample time left. Okay, basic attack increase, that's actually pretty good. It'll be good for the boss and for those times where we are surrounded, so we can chip away at the enemies and therefore make a path for us to run to safety. So we might move to manual aim if we get enough into basic attack. Okay, it looks like it's a Spear of Light game. Let's see what happens. Alright, Ice Orb. We get another increase to Dragon's Breath. I use my my keyboard to select things, because you can use E to select. So A and D, sorry, to select things, and then you can use E as enter, or to like your left click. So I just do that, but I'm gonna start using my mouse just so you guys can actually see that I am clicking on the button and I'm not like secretly pushing it to the side. Auto pickup radius, I mean, it is good, but it doesn't really bring us damage. And we just need to move a little bit closer to the XP to get it, so it's not really that grand. You need like 3 or 4 of them for it to be a standing still. That's going to be our next challenge, actually. I think we can do a no movement challenge and see how far, but I think there are... Ooh, we actually get critical hit chance, that's good. I think doing a no movement challenge will be quite interesting, having to stand in one spot and not move at all. But I think for something like that on the wizard, we're going to need a lot of mana regeneration, because we'll use our special attack like we are doing right now quite a lot, especially if we don't want to move. The other thing we'd need is the auto pickup range, but I don't think we can mix the two challenges together just yet, because we would probably be defeated already. So I'm going to move around, pick up all this XP, go defeat a mimic over here. That would be great. I think we never lost it. That's good. We get critical hit chance again, so this is looking very, very good for us. Now I just need cast speed and more piercing. Okay, Phoenix level up. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. I don't have any resurrects either, so this is going to be quite interesting. Just make our way past the doggos. Head back up for that juicy XP over here. Another Spear of Light upgrade. We get more XP gain, which is actually pretty good because that's going to allow us to get more levels. Much better than the auto pickup range, to be honest. Our little... what's that movie called? Not Friday the 13th. No, it is Friday the 13th, I think, with... what was his name again? The dude with the ski mask. I can't remember his name. It's not Freddy. That's from Nightmare on Elm Street. Man, why have I forgotten? But anyway, these are like miniature versions of him, but they've got sickles instead of a machete. So kind of cute little versions. That's what they remind me of. You can let me know down in the comment section if they reminded you of him as well. There was something with an M, Mark, like Mark something. I don't actually remember though, sadly. Haven't watched one of those movies in forever. They just don't entertain me anymore. I find like horrors, like suspense is nice, but horror movies aren't very horrorful. There's only so much you can do in a horror movie, and then eventually it all becomes like jump scaring becomes very common. So eventually you're like, okay, this is going to happen, and then it does happen. So you already know if it's going to happen, and therefore you're not actually scared when it does happen. Or at least that's what happens to me, is I'll end up analyzing moments instead of just enjoying the movie. And then I never actually get scared when those occurrences occur. Alright, we get attack area +3 over there, which is actually pretty decent. That's going to help with our Phoenix, I believe. And then it should help us with our special attack. It also does help us with our basic attack in a way. The basic attack does land up getting increase to its explosion radius. What I would like to see is more crits, and then also more, not basic attack, but piercing. Also dagger, but there's a 3 out of 4 for that. And then we had so many good options that were other levels. Alright, so we get an increase to dagger, that's fine. Alright, he is going to be shooting at us, so we need to keep watching that. There we go. Alright, fantastic, and we get a free magnet over there. So basic attack gets increased. That's pretty decent. We should hit another level up. There we go. We get a +3 to special. That is phenomenal. We finally got a decent luck over there, but our damage is not nearly high enough to deal anything. I don't even think we're going to make it past the 6-minute mark, unfortunately, when we get surrounded over there. So this is going to be a very interesting one. We'll see whether or not it actually works. I think daggers, or actually Spear of Light might be carrying us. Actually, we can actually check. So this is done 1.7, and then the daggers over here are sitting at 1.6. So this has actually done more DPS than the daggers have, but Phoenix definitely doing the most. And then obviously Dragon's Breath isn't doing that much because I'm not really manually using it like you're supposed to. So it's a bit unfortunate, but let's go grab cast speed over there. That is beautiful to see. And hopefully we can stay alive thanks to our special over here. We do have a resurrect. I'd prefer not to use it at all, because getting another one is going to be next to nearly impossible. Alright, we're in a bit of trouble over here. Not so much anymore. We just need to get out of there. Alright, we made it out. We now need to just stay away from this gas so we don't get hit by his projectiles, which we can't see because the phoenixes ran in front of us. And this is where AoE skills come in handy, however we don't have that many. I'm not too worried about the elite, I'm worried about surviving though. Okay, that difficult wave is coming to an end, which is good. And the elite is down, which is even better. We do get the +1 to attack power. And now we can pick up that little bit of XP that we had lying around over there. About picking up gold too much. It's more about, ooh, okay, that's really good. We get +14% critical strike chance, which means we're on a much higher number now. You can already see all the critical strike hits occurring, so that's going to definitely make a big difference for us. So thank goodness we landed up getting that. I don't know how many more levels we're going to get. Also, I was saying I'm not really too worried about picking up gold. The whole point of this is to try and get to as high a level as possible so that we can get as strong as possible. So the XP orbs outweigh gold in many ways, shapes and forms. However, if we found a magnet, it doesn't really matter because the magnet's the same thing. It picks up everything now. We did get another piercing level up, which is fantabulous because that's going to allow us to hit more enemies now. We actually dodged an attack there, or evaded, which is also really good. Go pick up the blue XP because that gives you more experience than the others. I would banish range. It's not on the left hand side, but you know, we don't need it, so having or being able to banish it does make it a little bit easier. Let's see. Alright, this is going to be the hardest part. So we do get damage reduction, which is pretty good. We aren't doing enough damage to defeat the... I wonder what they're called. It would be cool to have a glossary with the names of the enemies, like skeletons or spark eyes, or you know, just to know what they are. I would like to know what these mage skeletons are. I guess they are that. Skeletal mages. Okay, we get a +2 to Dragon's Breath. It's okay, it's not the greatest, it's not the worst. Okay, we need to get mana back. I guess mana regen was far more important than I thought it was. We do get movement speed. I mean, it's good, but it's not great. There are far better things we could have got over movement speed. Okay, there's quite a bit of XP up here. We do get another +2 to Phoenix. Our Frost Arrow, I actually forgot we had that skill. And I also heard a weird noise. We got a rare jewel over there that dropped, which would be nice if we could pick up. Okay, life regeneration's actually really good. Trying to make my way to that red jewel, but we can't. Alright, we had to use that, unfortunately. That's going to be really bad, because if we don't get another one very, very soon, we're actually going to lose here. That's terrible. No. We literally have like a couple of seconds left. Don't do this to me. Okay. Alright. That was a close one. So we're going to try this again. We'll see if we can do a second run. We do pick up I really like the look of the staff, but we're not going to go back and buy anything. We did manage to keep the jewel at least. You know, there was a unique that got dropped, which is a bit unfortunate. This one is to summon the Reaper. Very low damage. There's nothing else here that we got. Just the jewel, which is dexterity, so we can't even use it. The rest of it will sell. And we're just going to get straight back into it and see for another round. So this time, what we can do is we'll banish certain skills. Just so that we don't see some of them, like movement speed, because we've got so much movement speed there, and I really don't feel like movement speed's a necessary stat in this game. So if we get it in any of these areas, we'll be able to banish it. Alright, but we start off with a really strong +4 to special attack. We get critical hit damage. So far this is looking pretty decent. Critical hit chance. This is a good start. We have to take the Dragon's Breath again. So I'm only allowed to banish passives. And we'll see if that works. XP gain is fine. Basic attack and attack power are also good, so we don't want to banish those. I mean, I just needed one more resurrect. If we had one more resurrect, we would have been fine. There's critical hit chance. Oh man, Phoenix is back. I don't use the fire staff anymore, and all I'm getting is fire skills now. Dragon's Breath. Lightning Strike, I will take that. That is fantastic. Remember, we do have the piece of equipment that is going to make it that Lightning Strike is much stronger. I just don't think we're going to be able to get the cast frequency or cast speed for it. Okay, +2 to projectile count. That is massive. A resurrect. This is going far better than it was last round in terms of passives. See, over here, I mean, it's too late now. We can't banish it because it's in the spot that we have to take. So unfortunately, we have to take it. But if we found range in another area or movement speed, those are the ones that we want to try and get rid of. Duration as well. If we see them, I might have already skipped over them and I wasn't paying attention. But, you know, you get the point. If we see them in another spot, we're allowed to banish them so we don't have to level them up. Alright, Blood Whirlwind. Now, a lot of people might not like Blood Whirlwind, but what I do like about it is if you don't have a lot of life regeneration in your build, or a life recoup, or, you know, on hit life gain, then that's actually really good. So over here, like here's a good example, we can actually ban the gold gain. That's just going to make it, because I don't really want to waste a level up on gold gain. We're not here to get gold, we're here to just try and at least even get to the final boss, and I'll call it a success. But I mean, we should be able to beat the boss having Lightning Strike here, so we should be good. And we're also getting quite a decent level up on our special attack as well, which is really good. And because we might see a lot of critical strike chance and a lot of critical strike damage, we should be very, very, very good. Yep, there we go. We can ban the duration because we don't want to see that either. It doesn't help lightning strike, it doesn't help our special attack. It doesn't help, I mean, it might help phoenixes, but I don't think it does. They need piercing, not duration. The only thing it helps is Dragon's Breath. I'm trying to think what we could get now that would be good. Our Spark will probably be very good. Our Heaven's Judgment should be fun. That's 6 out of 6 total active skills. I'm trying to think how good Heaven's Judgment would be without the 200% increased damage, but we do get the increased critical hit damage, which is very good for us. Now we just need more crit chance. I think like 2 or 3 more crit chance if they're not a single level, like +4. If we get a +4 in a single level, that would be phenomenal. And then critical hit damage, if we could get 10 out of 10, then we like sorted. But yeah, good luck with that, right? Attack speed, so there's the mana regen. Actually, mana regen's not that bad. Attack speed would have been something to get rid of better. Would have been better to get rid of attack speed over mana regen, but we can't do that. We're going to keep the mana regen because if we do get a +3 or +4 to it, it is actually very, very beneficial to us. Especially on the wizard, we do use our special attack more often. Well, I mean, we use our basic attack, but our special attack does more damage. See, if we got rid of attack speed, we might have had our lightning strike be +5 now. It's just so unlucky because that's like such a superb upgrade right there. But unfortunately, we can't do anything about it. Heaven's Judgment +3 in total, not a +3 on that level. And this is where the critical strike, critical hit damage is all coming in handy. We just need more critical strike chance now. Excuse me. I mean, we're doing decent damage. There's the 5k crits, nearly 6,000 damage from them. Projectile count is actually really, really big over here because the way that lightning strike works is its cooldown reduction is based on projectile amount. So you can see 0.6%, 0.6 seconds. As soon as we get the +30, it goes to 0.5 seconds. So that's really, really cool. It really works well with cast speed as well, but we have to get that cast speed for it to work as well. Let's see what this level up gives us. Unfortunately, it is a Blood Whirlwind, so we're gonna have to just go with that and see what's happening over there. Unfortunately, a Blood Whirlwind. The nice thing about Blood Whirlwind, at least, is if we are being hit and Blood Whirlwind is up, we do have the opportunity to heal. So life regen and Blood Whirlwind in conjunction with each other actually do work pretty well. In some sticky situations, it could be the difference between losing the run or just surviving enough to make it back. Okay, +3 to Chain Lightning. Those are the ones that we want. You know, you don't want to waste a level on a single level up. The more chance you get. I need to put more into the Altar of Blessings onto the actual skills themselves, so that when things like that happen, we do get more +4s to the skills, so that we can get more level 20 skills. Maybe we'll do a run where all 6 skills get to level 20. I don't know if that's ever possible. Not in the time limit we've got, possibly, but that would be phenomenal. Just imagine you get like even getting 2 skills to level 20 and include a level 15 basic attack and level 10 crit and crit damage. Like, that would just be absolute destruction. Alright, +2 to lightning strike. I like what's happening over here. Lightning strike's cooldown is now 0.4 seconds. I have got it down to 0.2 seconds before. That was with a +10 cast speed. So do keep that in mind. Cast speed does make a big difference. We do get the +3 to special attack. So it goes to quite a lot of damage actually. So that's going to be fantastic. And this is where that mana regen would be even better, because now we have a lot of reason, even more reason now to use our special attack even more. Okay, we do find the mana regeneration. I don't think we needed piercing, although it does help with the chain lightning as well as the phoenixes. So I'm not going to banish it. We get chain lightning +1, that's fine. There's quite a bit of blue XP over here. Oh no, it's Jason, not Mark. Jason X was one of the movies. But what was his surname? Jason... I can't remember. But it's Jason, yeah. Now I remember. Jason X. Maybe I'm sure maybe his surname started with an M. And that's why I thought it was that. We're actually going to ban the curse, because we don't want that to show up. It did show up in the last round, and that will make life much harder for us, especially when we don't get to decide what skills we take and, you know, what skills to level up. Alright, so we get the auto pickup radius over there. Didn't really do too much for us, but it's fine. This is it's the life damage being done to us. Ooh, there's a jewel. Ooh, shiny. I have the attention span of goldfish, okay. Oh, the worst part is, like, I used to when I first made videos. You can go take a look at those. We'll get back to that point, but critical hit damage +2 is actually fantabulous over here. But, so getting back to the point is, when I first started making videos, half the time I'd be in the middle of a sentence and I would actually forget what I was trying to say. So I was like, what was the point I was on again? And I've realized that through just doing this over the years, it gets so much better, it gets easier. You forget less about what you're going to be saying, and your thoughts become a whole lot more consecutive. So I mean, I guess that's with everything in life. If you find things difficult, or if you're struggling, or if you keep getting forgetful, or I don't know, as long as you keep doing it over and over and over again, eventually it should become easier and you should find things working out a whole lot better for you. So, you know, never just stop because you had a bad day or two. Things do obviously work out if you can just plow through it. Alright, we do get a second resurrect over here. That's fantastic, because we're probably going to need both of them. And again, this will be as long as we get to the boss, I'm happy with that. I don't expect to just defeat him just yet. One thing I am going to start doing is going into my blessings. So we'll farm up a little bit of gold. We'll go to our blessings and we'll make sure that we have more than enough, you know, plus chances on skills, so that we don't just get a +1 on all of them. even getting just a +2 to them or +3s like this. Like this is trash. We don't want to have this. We want to have it have a +2 or +3 to them, so that when we do damage with the skill, or when we have to level up, even random skills like spinning blade, you know, which I hardly ever use. I don't think I've used it once in a single video that we've made. So even if we land up getting spinning blade, at least we have a high chance of getting +2s to spinning blade than having a +1. Is this where we lost last time? I don't think so. Unfortunately, we do get a basic attack upgrade. No, it wasn't here because we still did the other wizard, witch, skeletal mage wave. Damage reduction. I mean, damage reduction's okay, but you need quite a few levels into it for it to be better. Lightning strike +2. Look at that damage. It is fantastic. We actually get... No, we don't get cooldown reduction, so that's unfortunate. my whole attitude changed there. It's like, yes, we actually get... No, we don't. Aww. But such is life. I'm not going to remember every single spell's level up options. That's just crazy. I say it's crazy. I could do that, but I'm not going to. So over here, 35% projectile count. So we should go to a 0.3 second cooldown. Nope, not yet. Still need more. Either projectile count or just cast speed in total. Ooh, another shiny. Alright, we have a wizard over here who thinks they're better than us. Luckily, our lightning strike does focus elites, so that does make it a little bit easier for us to defeat them. A +2, ooh, and a magnet. I like to see. See, such good options, and then we get a +1. This is exactly why we need to level up our altar more. Ooh, oh, that one is juicy. +3 to XP. I don't remember having so much projectile count for Dragon's Breath to have 3 fires going off at once, but somewhere along the lines we got a lot of projectile count for it. So it's very weird. It must have like 2.5 on it. We can actually check. What is it sitting on? 2.28. So what's that? Every 4th or 5th? No, it's like every 4th or every 5th Dragon's Breath rotation will have 3. If that's how they... I mean, yeah, pretty much. So we'll start counting them from now on and see if it's every 5th. Nope. It's completely random. There's just a 1 in 5 chance of it happening. That's 2 now. And that happened on the 3rd time. Alright, so it's just a 1 in 5 chance. We like to see that critical hit damage right there, boys. What I would like to see now is critical hit chance. I mean, we are doing quite a lot of damage with our other skills, but the skills that we need to do quite a lot of damage with as well aren't work. Like there. Okay, now we get a +3 to both of these, but we don't get them in the right place, so that kind of hurt us. Luckily, we can do that. Ooh, okay, wait, this is going to give us more projectile counts, so 0.4 seconds. And now we are on a wrong skill, 0.3 second. But now we do so much more damage as well, so hehehe, that's awesome. Look at that lucky evade. Alright, movement speed, it's fine. I believe we did lose a life somewhere close to this time last round. We get Pierce, which is so trash. We get it so late in the game. Just need to try and focus over here, not take unnecessary damage. Our Blood Nado is healing us as well, which is really nice. We get another +2 to this, giving us more cast speed as well. As soon as you get that cast speed up. All I can say is RNG was on our side here. The fact that we have a +14 lightning strike means that we can defeat the boss. A +2 to +1 to Phoenix, actually, not even +2. I don't know if we can. Never mind, we can. I wasn't sure if we were going to beat that elite or not, but it turns out that lightning strike likes elites a lot, so that worked out for us. I need to go around here. I'm trying to get to all this XP and items and stuff. These wizards are making things a little bit difficult for me. A little bit more difficult than I would have liked them to have been. But I'll pick it all up now. We get the attack speed. And now we just sit like this, and lightning strike is going to take care of the boss. I guess movement speed's good when you're fighting bosses, but besides for that, it doesn't really help you much. Even there, we got attack speed way too late. Just so many levels sitting on the floor here. We're actually going to manage to do this, ladies and gentlemen, but that's because we landed up with such good RNG. It was actually crazy. So one revive was used, that's okay, that's why we have them, so we can use them. And the Lord of Nightmares is down. Let's take a look at what uniques we landed up getting over there and see where we can go from there. Ooh, that was an exciting one. So damage, of course, we had our lightning strike dealing the most amount of damage. Heavenly Judgment actually dealt quite a decent amount of damage, as well as Chain Lightning. So kind of surprised with those two skills. We get a helmet and a chest piece over there with a jewel. Don't forget the jewel. So we're going to just put that jewel in our stash just so we don't forget it, because I tend to do that. And then equipment wise, let's see if any of these staffs are better than what we've got. That one would have been amazing if we landed up being stronger, but unfortunately it isn't. This armor piece is huge with +17 intelligence, so if I don't need to play with Earth Spark, that's actually a pretty decent one over there. We've then got recover 1 mana on lightning critical hits with 50% chance, so that's actually very, very strong. It might be stronger than our current armor piece. So we'll look at that. It does have the auto pickup radius as well. We'll just see what it gives us. Oh no, but it doesn't have, oh, we'll lose too much intelligence if we add that. And increase the number of earth sparks. Unfortunately, that landed up on a chest piece, which we're already using as well. And it doesn't even have vitality, although it does have the laugh there. But we'll lose a lot of armor. We'll lose a lot of the earth spark stunning. So that's the last earth spark change we needed. Increase the number of sparks, but we can't use it because of our armor piece. So that's actually really, really sad. But we'll keep them just for future reference. Just in case we change something up in the build, and then we'll have those options available for us. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.